Okay, now I'm gonna take off the outer part of the intake manifold. I think since it's the longer tube ones, it's a two-piece. Welcome back to another video, guys. As you could already tell, I already got started. This is gonna be part 2 of my grandma CRV build. If you guys didn't get a chance to watch part 1, basically all I'm doing is rebuilding my grandma's K24 out of her CRV. It was having some issues, so I figured why not rebuild it, make some content, and it has like 300,000 miles, so it can't hurt. So yeah. This now gives me access to the plug for the knock sensor that I was struggling with before. I didn't want to pull too hard just because it is only one wire and it's fairly easy to break. But that's it for the harness. The harness is out, so now we can start taking off the inner part of the manifold on this side. And then the exhaust manifold right here. I still gotta take the trans off as well as the half shaft. And then after that, we can put it on a stand or not, and then take the rest of the motor apart and see what's going on and start changing stuff. So bam, there's the inside part of the intake manifold taken off, and then I'm gonna start working on the exhaust manifold. So the first thing you do is take the heat shielding off. Then of course there's like 5 14mm bolts on the manifold. I took the heat shielding off the half shaft as well because I need to get that off. But yeah, there's those bolts I was talking about. There's a couple nuts as well. Same thing with the half shaft, just 3 14mm bolts. 2 of them on this motor had dowel pins to line up the half shaft. So the piece I'm messing with right now that I just undid that bolt to takes the coolant from the front of the motor to the back straight to the heater core. Just taking off some hoses connected. Yeah, it's kind of a pain, but it's really not that terrible. So I just took off the thermostat housing, and now I'm working on the water pump right now. It's 2 14mm nuts and 2 14mm bolts, and then it's just stuck on with RTV. So I usually hit it with like a mallet or something, or like a pry bar. Anything works really to take it off, just don't be too rough with it. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take the starter off. I had to use the 90 just because there wasn't enough clearance. It's a 14mm bolt up top, 17 at the bottom. Also, it's used as like a bell housing. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take this front motor mount off real quick. It's only 3 17mm bolts. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start taking out some more bell housing bolts so I can take the trans off and then get to the clutch and flywheel. So here's the clutch and flywheel. It didn't look too terrible. I'm not sure if it was changed or not, but there's still some material left on the clutch. The flywheel wasn't terrible either. This car was probably babied around. I did end up getting replacements though, just because why go through all the pain of pulling everything out if you're not gonna change it out for new stuff. So I just wanted to have my grandma be able to have all these new parts, have something that like really lasts. Anyway, now we're getting to the fun stuff, the engine internals. So I just took the valve cover off. I'm pulling this bracket off with I think a purge solenoid or something, and then I'm gonna go to the front of the motor and pull the mount off first, the T-post, and then the timing cover has to come off so I can get the timing belt or timing chain off. There's 3 10 mils at the bottom connected to the oil pan, don't forget those. But yeah, basically there's just a bunch of 10 mils holding everything in, and then you pull the cover off, it'll let you see all the timing components, and yeah. So pretty much all of that was just me being dumb. I totally left a 10mm bolt right in the middle next to that solenoid. Pretty stupid, honestly. But yeah, after that it just popped right off. Then you could see the inside. Everything looked good timing wise. There's no excessive wear on any of the plastic or anything. So I am going to be reusing that as well as the timing chain, just because chains wear out way slower than belts. So I didn't feel the need to change it this time. I don't think I'm going to pull it apart again. I don't know why I said this time, but yeah, as you can see, it comes off relatively easy. There's like 3 10 mils on one side, 2 10 mils holding the tensioner on, and then of course there's that top tensioner that you got to take the 12 mils off. This is me undoing the cam caps just to get the cams out and then get the head off. So the reason I was struggling so much is I was trying to kind of have it come out as an assembly, but I ended up just not doing that, and then I pulled the cam caps off, then the cams out. Sometimes you get lucky and you can pull the whole assembly off. I don't know, I couldn't get it off this time, so I ended up just taking the caps off, then the cams, and then I pulled the bottom piece of the assembly off just so I could get access to the head studs. And then I'm not really sure what I'm doing right now, but you're gonna see in a second. I'll get the 1/2" Milwaukee impact out and I'll undo all the head studs. I'm not gonna reuse these ones. I bought ARP stuff, so don't worry about that. Yeah, pretty much that's gonna be it for this video. I really appreciate you guys watching and showing the channel some love. But yeah, stay tuned for the next one. I know in the last video I said there's only gonna be like 3 parts, but I had enough footage to make like 5, so stay tuned.